Hi everybody. Many of you know that I spent last week in Massachusetts at the Women Cantors Network Conference, and it was amazing. I had such a great time and was so rejuvenated being with my sisters in song. I wanted to share with you some of the things that I learned, mainly that we are not the only congregation to ever go a year without a rabbi. I talked to so many women who have seen their congregations through this process, and I'm even less worried than before I went, and I wasn't very worried at all because this is an amazing congregation. You're all amazing people. We have an amazing staff. We have amazing lay leadership in Jim Kaplan, and now I have verification and validation that it really is so very doable. I was thinking about this week's Torah portion, and it's where Moses sends out the 12 scouts to check out the land of milk and honey, and they come back and they have grapes so large it takes 2 men to carry them, and delicious pomegranates, and still 10 out of the 12 spies talks about how frightening the land is, full of giants, and the people are afraid. And the people choose their fear over the words of Caleb and Joshua, which confirm that indeed they are headed to a good place. And I think we can judge people harshly, the people who were afraid. But I don't know. I think it's easy to be afraid. I think there are a lot of things to be afraid of. And I think that the real problem was with the 10. The 10 scouts whose job it was to instill courage and to instill peace and comfort. And I think we have a choice. I think we can be Caleb and Joshua, or I think we can be the 10. And I choose to be Caleb and Joshua because they weren't lying. It really was okay. They really were headed toward a good land. You know, this weekend, this Friday, we celebrated Marcia Rittmaster as our Mensch of the month. And this Friday coming, we have Pride Shabbat, where we talk about shining our lights and being who we are in the world. And y'all, I know that that does not come without fear. I'm afraid all the time. But courage isn't being unafraid. It's getting up and going and doing the thing anyway. I've been humming this little light of mine all week, and as we move from the celebration of people who let their lights shine to the celebration of people we want to make it safe so that they can shine their lights, I think that that is the song that we come back to. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Out there in the dark, I'm gonna let it shine. Out there in the dark, I'm gonna let it shine. Out there in the dark, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Even when I'm afraid, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, even when I'm afraid, I'm gonna let it shine. Even when I'm afraid, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Here we go. This little light of mine, Take care of each other out there.